Hey everyone, this is Demisha Rick signing back in. We're talking about our side hustle. Now, before we get back into our side hustles, let's talk about this. What are you going to be able to make? In general, the federal minimum wage is set for the year. So for 2020, federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. So let's say you're under the age of 18. Well, you have a certain amount of hours that you're able to work, such as 3 hours, at least in the state that I live in, you can work 3 hours on school days, 8 hours on non-school days, the weekend. So let's say you're able to get 20 hours a week, okay, spread out through that time frame. That's only $145 before taxes. And if you get paid every 2 weeks, that might be $290. So if you get your $290, how quickly does stuff really add up? Like I said, I'm a sneakerhead. I like my shoes. Granted, I'm not hard on shoes, so I've had shoes for 15, 20 years and they still look good. But if you're trying to buy the latest and the greatest, how much can you really keep up for it? Like me, I like Braun. So LeBron, his shoes about $200. I like some nice running shoes. I'm an Adidas fan as well. Last shoes I got, their original price was $180. I don't pay full price for nothing. I got those mugs on sale. I think they were about $100. That's still a lot of money if you're only making $290 a week. Okay, let's say you want to go out with your friends. You trying to eat. Okay, well, if you're the only one that got a job, who they gonna look at to get them some, help them get out something to eat? I don't mind helping my friends that are struggling, but to be the one to do it all the time, I don't really know about that. So let's think about this. If that's your hustle, that's where a side hustle truly comes in handy. If you have a skill that you have, whether it be with computers, whether it be hair, whether it is art, anything that you are able to do and modernize, do it. You're not too young to start a business. Get the help of your parent or your guardian to set it up for you. But you can make your money. Again, talk to your tax professional to see how much taxes you have to have come out, because doing taxes for just working is different than doing taxes for a business. So you want to make sure you understand what is going on so you don't have to owe money. And they will get their money. We've already talked about this. They will get their money. Now, what about retirement? You probably like, Demisha, I'm just starting out working. Why in the world do I want to talk about some retirement? Retirement builds the earlier you start. If you start when you're 40 talking about I'm about to retire when I'm 65, how much money can you really get in there when you could have started when you were 16 or 18 if you get a job that has a 401k? 401k actually is an investment tool. It's somebody else managing your money to make the monies that you have in there grow. Again, why can't you learn it yourself? We talked about this, learning about the stock market through Chris Johnson, learning about options through Todd Capital. Hit the Instagram, hit their courses. I have the links in the bottom. So if you make it $290, why not spend $50 on a course and buy yourself some stock? Not all stock is expensive. Literally, I got one the other day. I think it was AT&T. It was under $30. There are quite a few that are considered real estate investments. There are quite a few under $5. And these pay some good dividends. Why not learn how to spend your money to make your money? I don't know about you, but I want to make my stuff work. Okay? Let's talk about these jobs and where you can really get them. I know at a young age when you're again checking your state, a lot of times fast food, the mall, those are my go-to places. Anything that was within my walking range or within bike, because I riding a bike, and or taking the bus. Now, remember, the bus is going to be a fee too, so you got to have your bus pass or whatever the case you're going to have, whatever the case may be. Now, if you're in foster care or if you're in group homes, what are you going to do? Because if you get moved around, hopefully they're able to keep you in the same area. You never know, obviously. Things just happen the way that they happen. You may have a family, you may not have a family, it may not work out with that family. You have to make a decision as far as getting a job close to where you are. It's more beneficial to be close to where you are rather than far away. Because who's going to drive you if you're under the age of 16? If you don't have a vehicle or paying for your insurance, how are you going to get there on a regular basis? You have to take all of that in consideration. If you don't have regular transportation, who's going to consider you reliable for your job? Now, job is not the only thing. We have to talk about banking. That's what we're going to get into next, so you can actually understand your banking, because banking industry, they make buku money off of us simply because we do not pay attention to what is really going on. So again, banking, we're going to talk about next. I'm going to break it down. Like I said, I worked for several years in the banks, whether it was retail banking or credit unions. I worked in the bank, so I'll break it down for you. And we talked about our side hustle. If you're making minimum wage, let me bring this back up. If you're making minimum wage, which can work in some states are more reasonable, like a Texas or anywhere down south. I did pretty good. This might help you out in Texas. California, this ain't going far. LA, this is not going far. San Francisco, not going far. It's just not going as far as it could. Or New York, not going far. So these are the things you got to consider. Also, just starting out, you might be able to negotiate a higher wage. Okay, that's cool. But if you aren't, and you are making the minimum wage, you got to make what you got work for you. So let's discuss this next time. Like, subscribe, hit the little bell button so you get the notifications. Comment on what you want me to discuss next time. And let's go ahead and make this work for us. Let's make this quarantine. Let's turn this 2020 around. Let's do what we can to be on steady foundation to move out. Y'all have a good evening. I'll talk to you later.